Hello and welcome to another episode of JohnCollectsStamps. Today is Saturday the 7th of January 2023, so we're already a week into the new year. I hope everybody's settling in, back to routine after the holiday period of Christmas and New Year. I went back to work on Tuesday and it's been really busy and it feels like I've not had a break. Who knows, I was off for the whole holiday period between Christmas and New Year. But yeah, we soon get back down to reality, don't we, when we go back to work. Fortunately, I'm lucky enough to work from home. So yeah, it's not too disruptive. I have a very easy commute in that I walk into a different room upstairs and I'm in my office. And yeah, everything's done remotely. I work in IT, so it's the perfect industry for remote working. But anyway, without further ado, today I'm going to be talking about the regional and country variations of GB definitive stamps. Now, these were introduced in 1958 initially, and I can show you an example of one such stamp, or of many. Based on the photograph of the Queen taken by Dorothy Wilding, the standard definitive stamps for Britain from 1952 was that image of the Queen, which is on this stamp here, that three-quarter pose. And in 1958 it was decided that the home countries of Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland would also get a regional variation. So this is one of the stamps from Wales, and as you can see there at the bottom under the Queen's portrait, you've got the Welsh dragon flanked on either side by the denomination of the stamp, and down the side you've got the word postage and revenue, and that's interspersed with leaves of the leek, which is the national plant of Wales. So yeah, I think these are really nice design. And as you can see here, there's a set of 12 stamps there. That's for the home country of Wales. And the catalogue numbers for these in Stanley Gibbons are W1 onwards. So we've got W1 through W12. These are very easy to pick up. They're not a rare stamp by any stretch. Easy to find. And you can pick these up mint, never hinged, for very reasonable prices indeed. A couple of mine aren't mint. I've got a couple that are used, but I've got quite a lot that are. So similar themes were designed for Scotland and Northern Ireland. I'll get round to those when I bring the other two albums in a moment. But yeah, this was the set for Wales. So what happened next historically is the change to decimalization and the introduction of the Machin stamps. So, you know, if you've seen some of my earlier episodes, you'll have seen the collection of Machins that I've accrued, and you'll also have seen some of these stamps before as well. So these were introduced in 1971 to replace the previous page, and these are the regional Machin design. So as you can see there, it's a Machin stamp with the Queen's portrait by Arnold Machin, and the top left hand side has got the Welsh dragon as the regional emblem. The head of the Queen is smaller than on the standard Machins, you know, to accommodate the emblem in the top left. So again, on the same path that the Wildings were designed for the other home countries, the Machins were also designed with an emblem representing Northern Ireland and Scotland, and again I'll show you those momentarily. But as you can see, there's a first set of these. We've got 2 pages there. These carry on the catalogue numbers from W13 through to W69. These are all listed in the Collect British Stamps catalogue, so this is a good little reference guide for them. They can be found just after the Machin section. You can see here we've got Northern Ireland there, but it has Scotland as well there, and Wales. So yeah, that's a good reference point if you want to clarify the catalogue numbers. So then into 1993, and this was the next change in the design of the stamps. It's only a very small change, and it's the introduction of the elliptical perforation. You can see that on either side there, down towards the bottom. Introduced as a security measure to help prevent counterfeit stamps being produced. So there's a small selection of those, and these were produced up until 1999, and it uses the catalogue numbers carrying on from the previous page, W70 through to W82 in this case. So then what happens is there's a turning point. Even though the main definitive stamp for Great Britain was to remain the Machin design, in 1999, for Wales and Scotland, a new set of designs was introduced to replace the Machin. So we no longer had the Queen's head as the one of the main images. It's still on the stamps. If I bring one of these out, I'll bring out this second class. First class. I think this is an absolutely stunning looking stamp. So there were 4 designs. Let me just show you those 4. So the first one introduced for Wales was the leek. The second one was this dragon, which I think is absolutely stunning. The silver dragon on that green background. The next one is this one with it's got a NVI rate of E for Europe, but this is a blue daffodil. And again, another what I think is stunning design is the Prince of Wales feathers. And as you can see, that's got the denomination up there. You'll notice it doesn't have the P next to it as the previous stamps did. So these are the designs that were to stay in place up until present day. These are still used. And all that happens is the denominations have changed now. Now the first 2 designs here are always used for second and first. And these 2 designs are then used for any other denominations. But there was also a design change in 2002 where, even though it's the same design, you can see there, rather than filling up the entirety of the stamp up to the perforations, they introduced a white border And from 2002, all the stamps have the white border. There were only 5 stamps produced in that design at the top there, where it covered the entire surface of the stamp. So we can just put these back. Just bear with me a moment. So you'll notice I said that in 1999 this happened in Wales and Scotland. What happened in 2001 was that a similar design was then introduced for Northern Ireland. And also there was a separate English regional design, even though the Machin was still going to be produced as the main definitive stamp design. So by 2002, all 4 home countries had their own individual set of stamp designs that weren't the Machin. But as I said, the Machins were still in use, and they even produced one here. You can see there's the red first class Machin. So every now and again there's a Machin brought back in. But yeah, I think these are beautiful. I think I'll just show you some of those closer up. Really striking. I like the colours on these. I think this Welsh set in particular is very nice. So if we turn the page again, I think I've got all of these. I have, yes I have, I've got a complete set. So anyway, these, sorry, I did meant to mention that. The catalogue numbers pick up from where the Machins end. So these run from W83 through to the current latest stamp, which is W164. Now, you'll notice there that there are some other slightly different stamps. Now, if you can remember the first one that I showed you from the Wildings design, if you just have a look at this one here, this is actually a decimal Wilding. This was part of a miniature sheet that was brought out in 2008 to celebrate 50 years of the regional designs. So you can see there it's got the elliptical perforations, and you can also see it's got a postal rate of first class. So there were 3 of these stamps for each of the home countries designed on that miniature sheet. So it's essentially the old design, just given a decimal makeover for that miniature sheet. So they do have their own individual catalogue numbers, but they were only ever available on that miniature sheet. And there's also this one here, which is a different design. That's a first class stamp there with that stylized Welsh dragon, and that also only came on a miniature sheet, which I can show you on the next page. So if you look here, we've got this miniature sheet here celebrating Wales. That's got its own catalogue number, MSW, so miniature sheet for Wales 147. And this has got 4 stamps on it. It's got these 2 commemoratives that are only available on this stamp, on this miniature sheet. It's got the first class with a dragon, and it's also got that stylized red dragon there. There's also another miniature sheet for the Welsh National Assembly in 2006, and that's MSW 143. So to round up the stamps for Wales, what you'll notice with what we've got down here now is in a similar fashion to the new Machins, the data matrix Machins, we've now got the same with the regional stamps. So if I can just get one of those next to it, you can just see the difference in size. It's the same design. That fantastic looking dragon, I think, like I say, I think that's a absolutely beautiful stamp. It's probably my favourite one out of all the regional stamps. So yeah, so far there's only been 3 of these issued. These were all released in the second half of 2022. So we've got a second class, first class, and that's a overseas rate £1.85. But no doubt the rest of these will continue to be released now in this data matrix format with the same designs, unless something drastic happens and there's a revamp and everything's redesigned again. Now, even though each country has got its own regional variations of stamps, all the stamps of Great Britain can be used postally within all the countries of Great Britain. So you could use these in England, in Wales, in Scotland, in Northern Ireland. They could be used for overseas postage. You could mix up Welsh, Scottish, English with normal Machins or other stamps. Yeah, they're all, even though, like I say, even though they're regional designs, they're not specifically for use in that region. So that's something to be, to make clear. Same with the standard Machins from Great Britain can be used in any of the home countries. But yeah, I think these are a nice addition to the family of even though they're not Machins, I still put them in the same collection because they are definitives, and these actually took the place of, at least for the 3 home countries, the Machin design. So that's the book for Wales. I won't go too far in on these. This is Scotland. But again, we've got the first page there, starting with S1 for Scotland through to S13. So it wasn't the same number of stamps, because if you remember for the Welsh it was W12. So there are slightly different counts of stamps for the 3 different countries. But these are the Scottish designs. They've all got various things relating to Scotland. You've got the thistle with the crown. You've got the saltire, which is the flag of St Andrew. You've got unicorns, which are the heraldic animal for Scotland. If you look at the British coat of arms, you'll see there's a lion on one side and a unicorn on the other, the unicorn representing Scotland. So that's the Wilding designs. Then we get into those Machins, again with their own emblem in the top corner. So that on the left side has got the lion rampant, which was the emblem for the Scottish Machins. Again, still got a few gaps in here to fill, but those will get picked up when I do. What I tend to do is I'll just throw 2 or 3 of these in every month when I put an order in with BB stamps, just to fill the gaps. We've then got the Machins with the elliptical perforations. So catalogue numbers were up to here, S93. And then we move on to the replacement stamps from Now, I've got the date wrong on here. I've got a header at the top of the page that says 2002 Scottish Regional, which is what I was first led to believe. Now, that should really sit there, because these up here are from 1999. So I'm going to leave that out of the album. That's been in there for probably about 10 years. When I'd not got all my facts and figures right. So for the Scottish designs, again, there are 4 that are used for all the stamps. A second class, a first class, and then another design for postal rates. So we've got the Saltire there blowing in the wind, the St Andrew's Cross. We've then got the Lion Rampant again. We've then got the Thistle, the national plant of Scotland. One thing I do like about this, and I don't know if it is the case, but to my eyes, the shape of the thistle kind of mirrors the shape of the lion. So you've got its head and body here, and then where you've got the leaves coming off here, it's like the legs of the lion, and then this bit up here, the tail. I don't know if it's just my eyes playing a trick on me, but I think that that's the design that's been done on purpose. I may be wrong, and maybe you don't see it as I do, but I think that's definitely the case. And then finally, the last design is this tartan design, symbolising, you know, the tartan of Scotland. And if just bear with me once again, I'll put these back in. Again, I think these are really nice. I think my favourite of these is the Lion Rampant on the first class. And again, what happened in 2002 was they introduced the white border, which then continues for the rest of the stamps. So as you can see, it's the same design again used here. I find the Scottish ones are the most difficult one to read the denominations of, especially on these tartan stamps here. You have to kind of turn them to the light to get the silver to reflect the postal rate. If we turn the page here, got quite a lot of gaps now on this one. So I obviously went mad on the Welsh ones just to fill that page, so I'll probably have a binge on Scotland for 1 month to get rid of some of these. And again, you'll see there we've got the 3 Wilding designs, but these are the decimal Wildings again, in the set off the same miniature sheets that the Welsh ones were. And then down at the bottom there, you can see we've got the data matrix stamps with the barcode, the second class, the first class, and the £1.85. And again, in this larger format, and that rather striking lion there. Yeah, I've not got the catalogue numbers for those, I'll have to dig that out. I did find them online somewhere. And similar to Wales, we've got a couple of miniature sheets. We've got Celebrating Scotland, again with its own unique stamp that's not available anywhere else. This flag of St Andrew on the shield. And then we've got this one here, which is the Scottish Parliament from 2004, using the standard regional issues there. And then there's a Robert Burns 250th anniversary miniature sheet. Now, I put this in here just because of its Scottish theme and the fact that it's got these definitives on it, as well as these 2 commemorative stamps. So that's Scotland. pretty much a similar story for Northern Ireland. These all have catalogue numbers beginning NI, so NI 1 through 11. So that's the Wilding designs. We've then got the Machins with their emblem of the red hand of Ulster with the crown at the top left. Again, these continue through 2 pages, NI 68. Got the Machins with the elliptical perforations through to NI 88. And then we're introduced to the Northern Ireland designs. And again, 4 designs that are used for all the stamps. You got the second class there, which is basalt rocks from Giant's Causeway in Antrim. You've got an aerial view of some green lush fields. It has that look that you only seem to get in the British Isles, just that green patchwork that you can see from the sky when you look out of an aeroplane window. This one here is a linen design. There's a huge linen market in Northern Ireland. It's something that Northern Ireland's famous for producing. And then this final design is it's ceramic for a vase design. I think it's ceramic, or is it wicker work? It could be wicker work. But anyway, let me just put these back in the I think this set from Northern Ireland, it feels a bit more down to earth. You know, it's not as it doesn't have the heraldic signs or the symbols that you get with Scotland and the Welsh. But I think my favourite design of these is the Giant's Causeway, probably. But again, yeah, several values there. If we turn the page, once more we've got those decimal Wildings, this time in the Northern Ireland designs with the elliptical perforations. And oh, have I not got those? Aha. Got a miniature sheet there celebrating Northern Ireland, and this is the miniature sheet that I was referring to before. And you can see that's got it's got the 3 stamps per home country. You've got 3 Welsh, 3 Northern Ireland and 3 Scotland stamps on that miniature sheet. And then we've got that with these 2 unique stamps that are only available on that celebrating Northern Ireland. And again, we've got the regional data matrix designs in the larger format. So that's an end to Northern Ireland. I'll quickly show you the England designs. Like I say, they introduced it for England, even though we still produce the Machin as the standard definitive. And now I can't find my pages. Here we go. And you can see here we've got 4 designs. We've got the 3 lions for the second class. We've got the crowned lion with the shield of St George. We've got the oak tree, and above that, the pink colour there, we've got the Tudor rose. So these take on a new set of catalogue numbers from here, starting with EN1. And these run through to EN 65, 66, 67 and 68. So again, all using the same design. There is a unique one there that's come off a miniature sheet. But again, we've got the larger data matrix stamps. I think that was my favourite there with a crowned lion. I think that's a nice design. So I hope this has been useful for somebody out there who didn't quite know what these stamps were and how they fit in with the other definitives of Great Britain. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed, please give me a like. And as I said earlier, if you could consider subscribing. I've recently hit the 400 subscriber mark, so I'm on the push now for 500. So, you know, every little subscription helps. And if you could also, you know, click the bell icon to get notified of when my content is dropping. Following on from this episode, I'm probably going to be doing a midweek episode again and another one at weekend. I think the format that these will take are that the one at weekend covers a single topic, like I've covered today with the regional stamps, and anything during midweek will probably be things like incoming mail and maybe smaller themed than, you know, this quite deep dive that we've done today with the regional stamps. If you want to get in touch with me, you can email me at JohnCollectsStamps@gmail.com. I've had several viewers email me already and I've replied to them, so we're now engaged in conversations. You can also contact me on Instagram via direct message. That's JohnCollectsStamps, all one word. So anyway, like I say, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.